I was on a solo camping trip, far from the noise of the city, a place where I thought I'd be safe. The dense woods around me swallowed the fading daylight, and the wind carried the sound of leaves rustling in eerie whispers. Setting up my tent, under the thick canopy of trees, I felt a strange sense of isolation. But it wasn't the silence that bothered me. It was the feeling that something was watching, waiting. As night fully descended, I lit a lantern, the faint glow illuminating my small camp. The flicker of the light seemed to draw shadows closer, as if they were alive. I tried to shake the unease creeping up my spine. The wind howled louder now, and I kept hearing faint movements around me, something scraping against the leaves. I told myself it was just the wildlife, but the noises felt deliberate, almost as if they were trying to make me notice. It came from behind me. A soft rustling, barely a whisper. I froze, the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. Slowly, I turned my head. Nothing. Only the whisper of the trees and the occasional crack of a branch in the distance. I shook my head, blaming it on my growing paranoia. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. I couldn't shake the sensation that the rustling was too deliberate, too calculated. In the morning, I stepped outside the tent to find something strange. Around the edges of my camp were large, uneven footprints, too large to be any animal I knew. They circled the campsite, stopping at the tent. I knelt, tracing them with my finger, my heart pounding. They seemed fresh, though I couldn't figure out when they had appeared. I hadn't heard anyone approach during the night, but I wasn't alone anymore. That evening, the silence fell over me again, more oppressive this time. The rustling, the creaking, and the whispers that had plagued me the previous night were gone, but it felt wrong. The absence of sound was worse than any noise. I sat by the fire, straining my ears for anything. The wind had stopped, the leaves were still, and the woods felt like an empty, waiting space, as though something was holding its breath, waiting for me to make the next move. Suddenly I heard it, a whisper too faint to understand but unmistakably human. It came from behind me. I spun around, heart racing, but again there was nothing. Only the trees and the shadows. My breath caught in my throat, and I felt the air grow cold. The whisper had been clear, like someone had spoken directly into my ear. I wasn't alone, and whatever was here was getting closer. I packed up quickly, ready to leave, but as I turned to gather my things, I saw something. In the distance, between the trees, a shape moved, slow, deliberate. It was tall, far too tall to be a person. I squinted, trying to make out the figure, but it melted into the shadows as soon as I blinked. I grabbed my flashlight, but the beam barely cut through the dense darkness. Whatever it was still there, waiting. The rest of the night passed in a blur. I couldn't sleep, constantly hearing movement just beyond the firelight. It was like being hunted. Each snap of a twig, each rustle of leaves sent me into a frenzy of fear. I knew it was close now, circling, watching, but I couldn't see it. I felt its presence pressing in on me, invisible yet undeniable, like a predator in the darkness. Suddenly, a loud crack broke the silence. A branch snapped, too close for comfort. Without thinking, I bolted into the woods, running blind, adrenaline pumping. My breath came in ragged gasps as I stumbled through the underbrush. The darkness enveloped me like a heavy blanket. I could feel something behind me, fast, relentless. Every turn I took, it seemed to be there, just out of reach. It was hunting me now. I couldn't run anymore. My legs gave out, and I collapsed onto the damp ground, gasping for air. The creature, or whatever it was, stepped into the faint light of my flashlight. It was tall, its form shifting, its face obscured. It moved with unnatural grace, and I knew then that I wasn't meant to survive this night. The shadows closed in, and for the first time, I heard it clearly. Its whisper, a voice like cold stone against my ear. "We found you."